Your body has been trying to tell you something for years, through the fatigue, through the pain, through the flares that come out of nowhere. And before we go any further, I want to say something clearly. Pain and inflammation are not the enemy. They are signals. They are messages from your body telling you that something deeper is lingering beneath the surface. And if those signals aren't addressed at the root level, they don't just disappear. They fester, they compound over time, and they create more dysfunction. So if you've been treating your autoimmune condition like it's only a physical problem, you've been missing the biggest piece of the puzzle. Because inflammation doesn't just come from what you eat or what's in your environment, it also comes from what you're holding onto emotionally, the stress you never released, the trauma that you pushed down, the emotions you swallowed to keep the peace. Your nervous system has been keeping a record of all of it. And until you address what's stored in your body, your immune system will keep reacting as if the danger is still there. I'm Nancy Ma, physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach. In this video, I'm showing you 8 signs that unhealed trauma is keeping your body stuck in survival mode and triggering your autoimmune flares. And once you see what your body's been holding onto, you can finally start to let it go. So let's dive in. Sign number 1, your body is always in a state of arousal. This is when your nervous system is stuck on high alert 24/7. Your heart races for no reason, your muscles stay tight even when you're resting. You feel this constant sense of danger or anxiousness in your body, but you can't explain why. When you experience trauma, your body floods with adrenaline and cortisol to protect you. It gears you up for fight or flight. That's normal. That's your body doing its job. But when that survival energy has nowhere to go and it's on all the time, when you never got the chance to cry, shake, or process what happened, that arousal stays in your system. Your body is still bracing for impact, even though the danger passed years ago. And here's what most women don't realize. When your body is stuck in that constant state of fight or flight, it will try to manually calm itself down. And this is where you might find yourself constantly reaching for food, alcohol, scrolling on your phone, overworking, even working out, anything to take that edge off. It's not weakness, it's your body desperately trying to find relief from a nervous system that won't shut off. And this chronic arousal keeps your immune system activated. It keeps inflammation high because your body believes it's still under attack. So sign number 2, chronic inflammation that won't respond to diets or supplements. So if you've done the elimination diets, you've taken the supplements, you've cut out gluten, dairy, sugar, pretty much everything that tastes good, and your inflammation is still there, here's why. Inflammation isn't just a response to what you're eating, it's also a response to what your nervous system believes is happening. When your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, your body releases inflammatory chemicals as part of its defense system. It's trying to protect you. But if that stress response never shuts off, if your body's still holding on to trauma from years ago, those inflammatory signals stay active no matter what you eat. So your immune system keeps attacking itself because it thinks the threat is still real. This is why so many women tell me, I've tried everything and nothing works. It's not that the protocols are wrong, it's just that they're not complete. They're not holistic enough. And they're only addressing the physical layer. Until you address what your nervous system is holding onto, like the unprocessed trauma, your body won't feel safe enough to let the inflammation go. Sign number 3, you freeze in certain situations. This is what we call speechless terror. You're normally articulate, capable, strong, and intelligent, but in certain situations like conflict, raised voices, feeling cornered, or feeling like there's too much pressure in your work or in your family life, you completely shut down. You can't speak, you can't think clearly, and you freeze. This is your nervous system's freeze response. It's part of survival mode, fight, flight, or freeze. And when you can't fight and you can't run, your body shuts down to survive. It's like a possum playing dead. Now, if this happened in childhood or during a traumatic event, even as an adult, your nervous system learned that freezing kept you safe. That's what possums do. When they think they're in danger, they play dead and they freeze to ward off any predators. So now, even in situations that actually aren't dangerous physically, your body doesn't know that there's no physical danger. Your body just goes automatically into that same freeze state. And here's how this connects to autoimmune flare-ups. When you're stuck in freeze mode, your breath becomes shallow, your circulation slows down, your lymphatic flow decreases. That stagnation shows up as pain, fatigue, and inflammation. Now, this explains Raynaud's, diabetes, or any condition where there is poor circulation. Your body isn't overreacting, it's just repeating a survival survival pattern. Sign number 4, you can't rest without guilt. You know you need rest. You know your body is exhausted, but just like a baby that's wired and can't sleep, every time you slow down, you can't because you feel guilty, you feel lazy, you feel behind, and here's what I hear the most, you feel unproductive or useless. This is a trauma response. If you grew up where your worth was tied to your achievement or your productivity, where love was conditional on performance, where you got approval when you achieved certain status, your nervous system learned that rest equals danger. Rest could even equal failure. So even when you're lying down, your body is still on guard. You can sleep 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and wake up exhausted because your body never actually rested. It didn't learn how to release or let go. And this inability to truly rest keeps stress hormones elevated, which keeps your immune system activated, which keeps inflammation simmering. Now let's pause here before we go over the next 4 signs of unprocessed trauma. Now, if you're recognizing yourself in these signs, I don't want you to just feel validated. I want you to have a next step. So this is why I created a free holistic healing course for those with chronic inflammation. This course walks you through how to calm your nervous system, release stored stress patterns, and start addressing inflammation at the root. Because diet alone isn't enough. Supplements alone aren't enough because your body needs safety. So inside this free course, I guide you step by step through the exact framework I use with my clients to be in shifting out of survival mode. It's completely free and you can start today. The link is in the description below. So go enroll and then come back and finish this video. Okay, sign number 5. If you're stuck in the should syndrome, if your whole day is filled with shoulds, I should do more, I should be better, I should handle this. Every should might feel small, but to your nervous system, it registers as pressure. And pressure triggers stress chemistry in your hormones and in your cells. When you live by obligation instead of desire, your body never fully relaxes. So that low-grade stress becomes your baseline. And before you know it, that's your new normal. And then chronic stress in survival mode is your new normal. And that is what keeps inflammation switched on. So sign number 6, if your autoimmune flare-ups happen after an episode of emotional stress. So notice the timing of your flare-ups. After a hard conversation, after visiting family, after overcommitting, after saying yes when you really meant to say no, your nervous system doesn't separate emotional threat from physical threat. If you feel unsafe, unseen, overwhelmed, or silenced, or even inauthentic, your body reacts. Stress hormones rise, immune activity increases, and inflammation follows. Your body is responding to perceived danger, even if that danger is emotional. Sign number 7, if you have chronic pain or tension that doctors can't explain. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your jaw, maybe it's pain in your hips or in your gut. Maybe you've had scans, tests, appointments, and nothing structurally explains the pain. This because emotional trauma gets stored in your tissues, things that won't show up on an ultrasound or CT or MRI. Your body holds on to what your mind couldn't process. Unexpressed anger can show up in the jaw or even in the liver. Chronic responsibility can sit in the shoulders or in your pelvic floor. Fear and anxiety often settle in the gut. So when overwhelm doesn't get released, it gets stored. And stored tension restricts circulation, disrupts movement, and of course, maintains inflammation. So finally, there's sign number 8. When you feel disconnected from your body and you live in your head. If you're an overanalyzer and you're a planner and you think, and you don't feel, you might not notice hunger until you're starving. And then you don't realize exhaustion until you crash. You push through because you've learned to override your body's signals and ignore them. This is dissociation. When being in your body didn't feel safe, your nervous system adapted by disconnecting. But if you can't feel your body, you can't respond to it. You can't release tension you're not aware of. You can't honor limits you don't sense. And this disconnection keeps your nervous system dysregulated, which keeps your immune system confused, which again keeps inflammation alive. So those are the 8 signs that unhealed trauma is triggering your autoimmune flare-up. And if you saw yourself in even a few of these, hear this. Your pain is not the problem. Your inflammation is not the enemy. They are signals. They are your body's way of asking you to look deeper. Because when something lingers beneath the surface and it isn't addressed, it doesn't just go away like magic. It embeds, it stores. And the longer it's embedded, the louder your body has to speak. So healing isn't about silencing the signal. It's not about taking meds to numb the pain. It's about finally listening to it. Now, if you're realizing that trauma is playing a bigger role in your inflammation than you thought, and you're ready to address it at the root, I'd love to invite you to take this free course. In this course, I share with you the truth of what's happening, the root of your inflammation, and the way out, your code to access freedom. I've worked with so many clients over the years who have struggled because they keep looking outside of them for answers. They go to doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist, else. They take pill after pill, supplement after supplement, diet after diet, and nothing changes. When you keep outsourcing your health to everybody else and you don't look within, then you might get short-term relief at best. And this is why I've dedicated all my work to helping women empower themselves with the tools and the abilities to be able to look within and to find the answers that you already have, because your body is designed to heal. But if you don't find yourself worthy, if you aren't willing to look in the mirror, if you're not willing to do the work, then nothing changes. I can tell you about some amazing clients I've worked with, like Shannon, who for years struggled with MS. She could barely walk by the time we started working together. What's amazing about Shannon is not because she's stronger than anyone else, smarter than anyone else, or works harder than anyone else. She was willing to look in the mirror. She was willing to address the fears that were keeping her stuck. She was willing to make some shifts. And when she started letting go of the fear and started taking back her own power, guess what happened? Within days, she started moving better. Within days, her energy got better. And day by day, week by week, her mobility improved and she started feeling more and more like herself. That is a miracle, but we all have access to that ability. And this is exactly why I do this work. So Shannon took this course and it lit a fire under her and she started to make changes. And this is why I'm here to offer this for you too. If this resonates with you, the link to join the free course is below. Hopefully I'll see you there. Until the next time, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment so that I can create more and more resources to support you on your journey to freedom. I'll see you in the next video. I'm so grateful for you. Take care.